Come and run away with us as we explore Zanzibar, Tanzania.
Don't you wanna come and run away with me? Hey, won't you come and sit by our chest? Don't you want a man who fully understands a sailor's heart.
We anchored in Dar es Salaam at the slipway, where a local man named Roy runs a transfer service for a minimal fee. The tides can get big in Dar es Salaam and the foreshore's quite rocky, so it's a handy service.
He ran and jumped in there.
The slipway is a trendy little precinct with many cafes and restaurants. The grounds and parks are tidy here too, and we were happy to see plenty of bins available. And I love the African murals on the eaves of the buildings. We're still pinching ourselves to believe that we're actually in Africa. There is a hotel and an ATM, but we recommend using Uber because some of the local taxi drivers will charge you far too much.
How old?
This one?
Yeah.
No, only 2 years now.
Oh, wow.
2 years, 3 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is new.
It's pretty impressive. 10 to 9 bridge. These sailboats out here, they're called dolls?
Which one?
The sailboat.
Ah.
Now.
Dhow?
Yeah.
We made our way to the Tanzanian Port Authority to do our immigration and customs check-in, and let's just say it wasn't an entirely smooth process. So we're currently experiencing the worst check-in experience we've had in any country thus far in Dar es Salaam. First we got told you can only pay in US dollars, they don't accept their own currency. Tanzanian shillings they don't accept. We don't have US dollars. They wouldn't let us get US dollars out at the bank. So therefore we got extorted for extra exchange rate for the shilling. So they did accept Tanzanian shilling in the end. And now we're walking all over the countryside to find customs so that we can clear our boat in. We're having lots of fun after a nearly 3-week passage. It's excellent.
This isn't a cruiser friendly check-in at all. They don't, this place does not accommodate yachts at all.
The people who whinge about the Maldives, you don't know how good you've got it, man. I wonder whether we should have PPE to be walking through here. We caught a tuk-tuk back, which are actually called a bajaj in Africa. And we stopped at the local supermarket on our way home, where we were surprised to find a huge variety of cheese. Think about that, Brendan.
Spent the last 2 years in countries where you can't get cheese at all, and then there's too much to choose from.
Too much.
Look at it all. It's amazing.
Do you want goat's cheese? Do you want red Edam? Do you want brie?
All of it,
Do you
thanks.
want English cheddar? But the most important item of all was the throttle cable.
When a plan comes together, this one's a foot longer, that's all they had, but I mean, I'm not going to complain. Beggars can't be choosers. It's the exact same thread, the exact same cable, just a smidge longer. I can make this work. So, fuck, that's been one of the best boat repairs I've ever done.
Yeah.
You know, since we started sailing.
And it was easier to get out than you thought.
Oh, dude, it's shit's never this easy on a boat. I shouldn't say anything. I should shut my mouth actually, but it's never that simple. So that has just made my day. Just thought I'd tune the TV to the local stations here in Tanzania. Check it out. So good. Cheers.
We cheers to a big day with a Kilimanjaro lager whilst watching the sun go down. Our first sunset in Africa. Sailing out of Dar es Salaam.
Out of here, off to Zanzibar.
Whew.
We're going to see if we can't find ourselves a little isolated island or you know, like a sand spit or something and hang out. It's his birthday tomorrow, so I don't think he's going to get the surf he wanted, but yeah, there's fishing boats everywhere. I've got to try and navigate around them.
The fishing boats and nets throughout Tanzania are almost as prolific as Asia. And usually there are many fishermen in the water with the nets, so you have to be careful.
Quick run across the channel. I don't know what this channel's called. We've just left Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, and we're heading across to Zanzibar. It's pretty slow going, not much wind about. What do we got? 11 knots from the south. Yeah, so we're just running on the head sail alone because we're almost dead downwind. It's just easier than getting the main up sometimes. Not really worth it. We're still doing 5 knots. There's your first look at Zanzibar. Anyway, I don't know if you can see the land there, but it's pretty exciting. I've heard so much about this, and I am a huge Queen fan, Freddie Mercury, and this is where he was born and actually lived in a house here. So there's a little museum there. I can't wait. I can't wait to go and see it. There wasn't much to say about Dar es Salaam. Not exactly a pretty city, quite dirty, and yeah, the people there were beautiful. They were all very helpful. It was a kicker seeing the Maasai, you know, like the Maasai warriors, the Maasai operating as security guards there. That was strange, and it's actually quite a sad story. I'll let Sarah tell you all about that one. But
sadly, we learned that the Maasai are facing eviction from their pastoral lands. And here's the real kicker. The land that's being grabbed under conservation is actually set up as private gaming reserves for rich people to hunt game. Having no education, but being known as fierce warriors, the Maasai are now resorting to security jobs in the city to help pay for their families.
The immigration and customs was a pretty horrible experience. Probably one of the worst we've had since we started cruising. Anyway, it is what it is. In hindsight, we would have checked in up in Tanga, which is apparently a great experience, but we had that throttle cable breakage and we had to go in there. It's the only place I could get a new one, so it is what it is. We're out of here now. The shopping and provisioning was fantastic, but that's about all Dar es Salaam has going for it. The yacht club, Dar es Salaam Yacht Club, if anyone there's watching it, you can get screwed. They were so fucking rude to us. They had no interest in, like, what sort of yacht club doesn't invite international cruisers into its club? Like, just blows my mind. We've just crossed the Indian Ocean and they wanted nothing to do with us. And not just us, all the boats that have come before us, Brave and all the other cruisers. Just disgusting behaviour from an international yacht club. So I was so disappointed. If you're in Australia and you have just crossed the Pacific Ocean, or you're an international cruiser, I'm not going to say they roll out the red carpet for you, but they welcome you with open arms. They let you use the facilities. You know, obviously sometimes it's for a small fee, but they're happy to have you there because you are doing what sailors are supposed to do. These guys, oh my God, really disappointing. But anyway, that's neither here nor there now. We've left, and we obviously will never go back, and we certainly won't recommend it to anybody. So such a shame, such a shame. It is what it is. We'll get our way up to Tanga, get up to the yacht club there, which is apparently super friendly, and head inland and do some safaris. Oh yeah.
Just on our way to Zanzibar and sailing past some incredible African dhows. Yeah, we're sailing too, so it's great. We've got the head sail out. It's been nice and comfortable out here. Much different to our crossing. It's a bit of an overcast day, but we're making the most of it. The sun's still out. And these dhows are incredible, absolutely incredible. And how's this for a stunning anchorage? What a beautiful spot to celebrate Brodie's birthday.
Happy birthday, little guy. New antenna.
Yeah, you can put it up the mast later. Look in this one first.
Like,
Get that other thing? Hubba hubba. Brodie! You! Birthday boy! We're in Zanzibar! This is the great sandbar of Zanzibar. So funny. At low tide, this island is exceptional and it packs out with tourists during the day. But in the early mornings or late afternoons, we had it all to ourselves. And the best part about this location was watching the sailing dhows go by in the afternoons. For close to a millennium, the dhow was the primary mode of transportation for Zanzibaris, providing vital trade and establishing Zanzibar City as the hub of commerce between mainland Africa and the Middle East. In present day, dhows still make commercial journeys between the Persian Gulf and East Africa.
We're just here at a sandbank just off Zanzibar in Tanzania, and there is dead set a yellow submarine coming. This is just crazy. Look at that. That is way too cool. Zanzibar submarine. That'd have to be a bit of fun, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, we've got to play the Beatles now.
I know. I don't know if I could live in that though. It's tiny. I struggle living in this.
Yeah. Jeez, we had that to ourselves just a minute ago and now look at it. She's
I know,
crowded.
it is chaos. And the smell coming from that island right now is spectacular. They're all cooking. I can smell calamari and fish and barbecue. Look at the people. Oh, that's seafood.
Yeah.
Smell, that's like crab.
Seafood barbie.
Oh, that smells so good. Oh man, I don't think I want to leave Africa.
No.
I'm loving this place. This is
Brodie's
so
turned
cool.
on the weather today for his birthday.
Hasn't he? What? Look at this. Clear blue skies. It was shithouse yesterday. The winds dropped right out. Skies have cleared. This is just spectacular.
At high tide, mind you, it got a little lumpy and the sandbar was almost completely submerged. Chili con carne was the birthday boy's request for dinner. Happy birthday!
Peach cake, old fella.
We're purists this morning. We lifted the anchor without even switching the engines on and just threw the head sail out, sailing straight off anchor. It's another gorgeous day in Zanzibar, and we're off to see Freddie Mercury's house, where he was born in Zanzibar and spent the first few years of his life here in Stonetown. So we're going to go check out his house.
We arrived in Stonetown and dropped anchor, and then Brendan had to go and check in with the authorities.
Just getting dressed to go in.
In for the transfer. It's hard wearing these. I haven't worn these since I was about 20 kilos heavier.
They're a bit baggy.
Yeah, everything.
Lucky you've got a belt.
It's ridiculous. Apparently if you dress up, closed in shoes and your bells. Closed in shoes and long pants, they like it. So
what are these transires about?
These are just like I guess like a port clearance from port to port. So when we checked in at Dar es Salaam, you get your immigration, your customs, and all that sort of shit out of the way. It's all good. But what these guys, some countries like to do it, like Malaysia especially, these guys too, they like you to go into the harbour master and get a clearance to go from one port to another. It's honestly, it's a commercial thing, so commercial ships, but some of them just cannot differentiate between commercial and private vessels, and they just want you to do it. They want that little bit of control. So yeah, it is what it is, we just got to do it.
Stonetown is the historical centre of Zanzibar City and the capital of Zanzibar Archipelago. While it is now a popular tourist destination, it was once a primary trading post for spice, silk and slave trade routes. Zanzibar was the main slave market in Eastern Africa due to its strategic location in the Indian Ocean, and it is estimated that between 1830 and 1873, around 600,000 people were sold as merchandise. The Church Cathedral and Slave Museum were built in 1887 to mark the end of the slave trade. The high altar was constructed on the side of the whipping post, and it is a sobering reminder of the horrific history of slave trading in Africa. The main attractions of Stonetown can be found within walking distance. You will see many jewellers selling the local gemstone tanzanite. These Zanzibari doors, made from Indian teak, complete with brass spikes, are a unique and beautiful feature to many of the buildings here. Zanzibar was once the world's biggest exporter of cloves, and at the time it earned the nickname the Spice Island. Today, Zanzibar is still renowned for its clove, nutmeg, cardamom, turmeric, cinnamon, chilli, and black pepper. Stonetown's name derived from the coral stone that was used as the main construction material for its buildings. The architecture features a diverse range of styles, mostly dating back to the 19th century, with Arab, Persian, Indian, and European influence having prominent historical and artistic significance. For this reason, the town was designated a UNESCO Heritage Site back in 2000. Finally, we found the door we were looking for. The door to the childhood home of music legend Freddie Mercury. The site is now a dedicated museum.
It's Freddie Mercury's door.
Inside, you can find all sorts of fascinating history about Zanzibar. There are photographs of Freddie as a baby and a child growing up here in Zanzibar, as well as many handwritten songs, sheet music, written by the man himself. Freddie and his family fled to Britain in 1964 to escape the violent revolution against the Arab government in which thousands of people in Zanzibar were massacred.
Crazy, yeah. Some of his songs he wrote on paper.
And when we came across this room, Brendan was beside himself.
How do you feel, Brendo?
Oh, it's surreal, eh? I love it. I grew up listening to Queen. I love Freddie Mercury. He's fantastic. But like, this is his old house, and that's his first piano. He wrote half that music on there. And yeah, his jacket and his bloody outfit from, I think that was from the Wembley concert, that one.
He was a stylish man.
Can I sit down? Yeah? I'm gonna sit down and pretend to back.
Oh my goodness. So was that his piano?
Yeah, his first piano.
Oh my goodness.
And his jacket. It's kind of funny though, because you know, like you read the stories there and they talk about Mary being the love of his life, and there's nothing in here to allude to the fact that he was actually gay. Just
We're in a Muslim country.
very. So it's like, if you read all this, he wasn't gay. He was married to Mary and spent the rest of his life with her, which anyone who knows Freddie Mercury comes to this museum knows that's bullshit.
She was the love of his life.
Oh, absolutely, of course she was.
Even the local restaurants have portraits of Freddie on the walls. And after a bite for lunch, we found a place where Charlize could get her hair braided, Rasta style. But her pain threshold and tolerance for tight braids was pretty low.
Smile! You're nearly done.
It looked amazing. Her brother, being a clown, was trying to cheer her up.
Are you filming me? What's you? I get you.
He's a weirdo. He's making me laugh though.
You ask me this. People are always asking me, what do you want to know? I'm not confused. I'm just tiny hands. Cannot hold them by the sides. Got to hold them like this.
There are many vendors trying to sell you things in Zanzibar, but the art was definitely worth a look.
Oh, it's Freddie.
It's okay. Thank you.
We almost thought the salesman was going to follow us back to the boat.
It's exhausting. It is so exhausting.
It's worse than Bali.
Dinghying home to Excelsior from shore, we saw another incredible dhow. And in the afternoons, the foreshore comes alive. And it's quite the scene as locals and tourists hit the water in the afternoon to cool off. Another popular spot for tourists is to go and see the Makachu performers. Commonly done by boys under 20, Makachu is a sport that involves jumping off the seawall at Forodani Gardens into the ocean. But despite its popularity, this sport is quite a dangerous pastime. It was recently suspended in Stone Town, but has now been taken up in Dar es Salaam. So even though they've changed locations, the Makachu performers look like they will be a staple of coastal tourism for many years to come.
Ew. That would hurt.
No. Cannot swim for shit.
He's trying to hit both his legs at the same time.
Oh man, that was hilarious.
I think he wanted you to support him, like funding.
Yeah, I think so too, but I've never been a big fan of supporting, well not a big fan, but I've never been into supporting male models, but
Yeah.
he was a cool dude.
Just like climbed aboard.
He climbed up and the first thing he said was, I'm a male model. I was like,
One thing's for sure, sundowners in Zanzibar are sensational. The yellow submarine even came past.
so we're just sitting here on the, oh well, I'm just sitting here on the deck of the, on the foredeck of the Cat, and we're right in front of the Tembo Hotel here in Zanzibar. And I've sat here now for about, I don't know, 5 hours every afternoon. No joke, 5 hours, just watching these people. The vibe here is just unbelievable. These guys are just so, I don't know, they're just so happy and everything is, they're just stoked. You can hear them all yelling. I have no idea what for. It's nearly dark. But there's probably still 500 people on the beach, and they were dancing before, and they were bloody doing Mickey flips into the water, and you name it. It's just, I don't know, these guys are just, it's like they work their asses off all day, and then they come down to the beach to do Mickey flips and this, what do they call it, jump dive or jump spot in the afternoon. And it's how, I guess it's how they let off a bit of steam. I was chatting to a young fella today and I said, you know, talking about all this and that. I said, mate, do you go down and do the jump as well? He goes, yeah, if I need to jump, I go and jump. I was like, oh, if you need to, yeah, sometimes you need to jump. I was like, all right, man, cool. But yeah, I don't know, there's just whole families down here every afternoon, just living their best lives. It's great, and I can't walk away. I just sit here and just watch them all and vibe out, and you can't help but be happy watching them all just have such a good time. It's just, what a cool culture. What a cool culture. The Africans are just, they're just a vibe on their own, hey? They are so freaking cool. I love it, absolutely love it. And what a view. I mean, that's just ridiculous, isn't it? Sun's just set over there. Pretty special.
It's definitely a party town, and the African music is such a vibe.
On the roof dancing.
We're just leaving Stone Town today. We are on our way to Prison Island to see some tortoise, so should be exciting.
Tortoises.
And we're downwind sailing, doing about 5.5 knots, so it's beautiful.
There's that big red ferry again. 36 knots that ferry does. It is unbelievable. Some cool stuff.
And they moor in the harbour at night time, so the green ones just left the mooring full of passengers to go back to Dar es Salaam, and the red ones coming in from Dar es Salaam full of tourists and passengers. So they come here frequently throughout the day, back and forth, back and forth. and it's quite entertaining in the afternoons watching the locals as they come down to the jump spot to do all their flips into the water for the tourists. As the wake from the ferries rolls in, it's like a Mexican wave of cheers, just yoo up the beach as the wake comes in and hits them. You wonder how no one gets hurt though, because there's tour boats coming and going with regular monotony, and yeah, people swimming around them and people in the water everywhere and jumping into the water, and just chaos, pandemonium.
Shortly after anchoring at Prison Island, we went ashore to check it out. Canggu Island got its nickname Prison Island when the Sultan of Zanzibar gave the island to 2 Arabs who used it to house a prison for rebellious slaves prior to shipping them or selling them in the slave market in nearby Stonetown.
Okay, look, my sign, this is fine, yeah? You can use maybe?
That's where the treasure is, eh? X marks the spot.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Asante sana.
Booking a tour to Prison Island from Zanzibar will set you back about $100 US. By turning up in our own boat, we were able to just pay the national park fees and the entry ticket price.
Jumbo.
The site of the former prison now holds a restaurant, museum, gift shop and a bar.
Check out these doors. Check out these doors.
I felt very conflicted walking around the old prison building because the architecture was incredible, and along with the broad smiles and welcoming calls of caribou from all of the staff in conjunction with the upbeat African music playing in the background, it felt more like a trendy venue than a sad relic from the past. Upon seeing barred windows and metal rings embedded into the concrete floor from where they used to chain up the slaves, it quickly becomes a heartbreaking reminder as to what this room was used for.
You wouldn't be able to get out of here, that's for damn sure. You can see the indentations in concrete.
It's hard to imagine what it must have been like here during that time, but I'm glad the kids came and saw it. If nothing else, it was an important history lesson. And as Albert Einstein once said, learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is to not stop questioning. Our main reason for visiting the island, however, is a much happier experience. And on our way there, we spotted an interesting species I'd never heard of before, a mouse deer.
Look at his little tail,
Yeah, that's how I saw it.
flicking the flies. Oh, he's so cute.
These tiny little guys are one of the smallest hooved animals on the planet.
How crazy is that to think? We just sailed 2,300 miles. We just doubled that, we'll be in London. We're a long way
Whoa.
Sawa. Hapo jamaa tokaingia mchezoni hapa.
Jumbo.
Sina saba zao hizo. Jambo.
And as we came through the gates, the peacocks were putting on a display.
Oh, he's doing his thing.
from. Oh yeah, that's good timing.
Oh, you're beautiful, mate. Like a beautiful bird. Can you believe people used to eat them? Oh my goodness.
But it was the Aldabra tortoises we came to see, brought to the island in 1919 when the British governor of Seychelles sent a gift of 4 tortoises to Canggu. Being that we skipped Seychelles to come to Tanzania, I was pleased to see the tortoises, because honestly, that was the main draw card for me visiting the Seychelles anyway.
He's awesome.
Your new friend.
Yeah.
What are you doing on the roof, mate?
The tortoises appear to be well taken care of, and the entry fee goes towards their conservation, security and care.
Love the scratch on their neck, don't they?
I was in my element when we were allowed to pat these gorgeous, docile creatures, and they really seemed to get pleasure out of a neck rub.
Oh, that's good, is it? You like that? That one there is huge. No, the one in the middle here. What size is that one?
The tortoises have wise old faces, and being that they can live to be the world's oldest living land creature, I bet they could tell some stories. There was a nursery for the young tortoises, some of which were incredibly small in comparison to their huge ancestors. And after a bite for lunch, they enjoyed laying in the sun. It was an educational excursion to Chungu, and we even got a spot of snorkeling in. Sadly, there was a bit of coral bleaching going on. Join us next time when we set sail further north to Tanga. Thanks for watching.